everyone. This is Dikshak Bhatt from Team OIG. On behalf of our team, I welcome you all on this virtual platform. And there's another interesting session. Today's the topic of the session is the DASH diet to control the hypertension. And today we have a wonderful speaker all the way from New Delhi to guide us, Vidhi ma'am with us. Vidhi ma'am is a skilled healthcare professional having work experience at the Max Hospital and the as a clinical nutritionist with a strong focus at conducting in-depth nutrition consultations and developing personalized meal plans to the meet needs of each client. Now she started an individual venture in the name of choose underscore good calories. She is working with the clients all over the India, helping them to achieve the outstanding results through the sustainable and nutritionally balanced diets by advocating the power of real and whole foods. Her education background is she is a postgraduate diploma in dietetics and public health nutrition from the Lady Irwin College, a nutrition advisory for diabetes and cardiovascular diseases, and food safety supervisor from FSSAI. She is also a life member of IDA, IAPEN, and NSI. I welcome you, ma'am, on this virtual platform on behalf of our team, and I hope I haven't missed anything from the introduction, ma'am.
No, such a generous introduction. Thank you so much. So today we'll be starting with the to how to control hypertension naturally through the diet. So let me just share my screen and go ahead with that.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah, are you able to see it?
Yes, ma'am, we can see your screen.
Let me just put it on slideshow mode. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
this
can
is
see it,
about
ma'am.
today. I've already talked about it. So I'm based in Delhi and I've had a hospital experience for 1 year now, and it is my second year that's going. So yeah, lowering hypertension naturally through DASH diet. I will tell you what is DASH diet after I go through what is hypertension. So hypertension is when the blood pressure is above 190 by 100. That is the characteristic when we need to, get ready that we have hypertension and we need to start working on it. Here, 140 is the systolic hypertension and 90 mm is the diastolic one. So when the reading is above this on 2 different days, then we consider that the person is having hypertension. There are various ways to control hypertension also. The traditional way is by giving statins, which reduces the hypertension, and by various other things. The medication of hypertension or blood pressure goes through lifetime, but we can also control it through diet. So that is what I'm going to walk you through today. This is a chart given by American Heart Association, which tells us whether you have normal, elevated hypertension stage 1 or hypertension stage 2 or hypertensive crisis. When as I told you, systolic number is above 140 or higher and diastolic is 90 or higher, then we consider that the person is having hypertension stage 2. And this is the point when we have to get ready and consult a specialist, both with the diet and with the medication. Okay. And if there's hypertension crisis, the person needs to get admitted also sometimes. So we need to check our blood pressure because there is no symptom that is associated with hypertension. Because of this thing, the hypertension is also known as silent killer because it is asymptomatic. Now in COVID days, we very well know what is symptomatic and what is asymptomatic. So I don't need to reflect upon this right now. So this is a little chart by WHO which shows that if uncontrolled hypertension can cause, it can increase the risk of your heart attack, stroke, kidney failure, blindness, and other complications. Now let's talk about the rescue. Now I'm going to tell you what is DASH diet exactly. DASH stands for dietary approaches to stop hypertension. This is the most researched diet till now that has been conducted over like 1,000 people of 1,000 participants and above. All over the world, people are talking about DASH diet and its importance. How does it help people to reduce their blood pressure? It has also led people with hypertension to reverse hypertension completely. Now, what is that you can eat? The burning question always. What is to eat? People ask every dietitian, what do we have to eat? So this is exactly that what we'll be talking about. This is the DASH diet is an eating pattern that reduces high blood pressure. It is not a traditional low salt diet because we are advised that you should have low salt diet. That is true, but we also we need to choose the specific kind of things and the right fruits, vegetables, the right kind of everyday meals that make a point and that helps us reducing hypertension. And this diet is also low in fat and high in fiber. So there is one risk complication. If you are obese, the chances of having hypertension increasing drastically. So if a person reduces his or her weight by approximately 10% of his body weight, then the chances of reducing or reversing hypertension is very high. This diet helps not only in weight loss and all, but also in reducing the hypertension. So vegetables, fruits, low-fat dairy products that includes milk and cheese, paneer, these kind of things. Whole grains are the um, oats, wheat bran, and chapati that we eat, whole wheat flour chapati, that comes under whole grains. And seeds and legumes, we all know almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds. We all are talking about it every day. And then comes fats and oils. I will also tell you what are the good kinds of fats and oils that one can consume. And then the lean meat, fish, and poultry. Now, this is the detailed version. Exactly can you eat in this diet? And there, let me tell you, there are wonderful options, and you can eat almost anything and everything that you are eating, just in the right amount and the at the right time. What we say. So, whole grains are like servings per day. Hmm. So this is approximately for 1600 kilocalorie diet. This is the back end of the process that every dietitians do, that how many grains we have to give, how many vegetables we have to give to a person to reduce hypertension or to cure any disease or even to lose weight. This is for standard 1600 kilocalorie diet. So this here the grains are six in numbers. That includes one chapati or one slice of bread or one cup of half cup of dry or cooked cereal, that is oats if we talk about in the general language. Sources are whole wheat bread, oatmeal, upma, and even popcorn. Popcorn is a very good source, but the thing is it has to be low salt. There are also low salt version of popcorn that is available, and you do not need to put any salt over it when you are cooking it. Okay, the purpose of this is that grains are the major source of carbs. We always insist a person to include carbs for about 55 to 60% of his or her diet. That is compulsory. That is the requirement for energy that we need to have. So we do not want the person to become weak at any point. Then comes the vegetable. Three or four is what I here wanted to say. So when I say three, then this relates to 3 cups of vegetable. Okay, that can be any vegetables, or carrots, capsicum, or brinjal, or ladyfinger, or whatever. Okay, 1 cup raw or half cup when it's cooked, because the water gets reduced after we cook the food. Tomatoes, green carrot, peas, broccoli, cabbage. These are the things. Now the purpose of it is that it is high in the minerals and vitamins such as potassium, magnesium, antioxidants, and fiber. Now this is the key point, because when we have to reduce hypertension, we need to have certain things that balances out hypertension and sodium in our body. To do that, potassium, magnesium, and other antioxidants are very important. So we need to have high intake of vegetables. This is the key point. And fruits also. Now comes the fruit. Now this suggests we should have 4 servings of fruits per day. So that is like four one 4 whole fruits or 1/4 cup of dry fruit. That is one handful. Now what can you have in this is like apricots, bananas, dates, grapes, oranges, and juices, strawberries, these kind of fruits that you can have. They are very high in potassium and very good for controlling the high blood pressure. The important sources are energy, because fruits do provide us energy, and we do feel fuller and we do feel active when we have a fruit. So I do recommend everyone to have their fruits every day. Now comes the milk. So here it is 2 to 3 exchanges of milk that leads to around 3 cups of milk. That can be fat-free, 1% milk, because we have to reduce the fat content also. So therefore, it always is suggested to have fat-free milk, or 1% fat or 3% fat milk is also fine. Low-fat buttermilk. generally when the curd is prepared at home, when you do it with the toned milk or double toned milk, that works best. Yogurt or low fat cheeses. Sources, the major sources that this gives is calcium, vitamin D, and protein. We all know all the white things have this capacity to give us calcium and vitamin D. So we always recommend even the children to have milk to get strong bones and everything, right? Then come meats, fish, and poultry, 1 to 2 servings. So one that will relate to 2 egg whites and 300 grams of chicken. We should ensure that the chicken comes from a lean meat. We should always have this option of lean meats and egg whites. Not all fried preparation should be you should not consume fried preparation and outside uh, sources, and from all the outside sources. We should always try to make chicken at home, either in the grilled form, boiled form, or even chicken curry would work fine. Main sources that it will give will be protein, zinc, and magnesium. Next is the lentils and seeds and nuts. That is my favorite. And so, as I said, we should all have at least handful of nuts every day. It is very rich source of magnesium, protein, monounsaturated fatty acids, and fiber. Then comes fats and oils. We all know the benefits of olive oil, and here in Dash Diet, it is very well recommended that one should include olive oil in all meals, and 1 teaspoon of soft margarine or any other vegetable oil will also work. 1 tablespoon of low fat mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of light salad dressing. Now this salad dressing will be composed of mainly olive oil, vinegar, and salt and pepper and any other spices that we want to add. Diet eating plan is naturally lower in salt because of the emphasis of fruits and vegetables. We have seen the fruits and the vegetables here were 4 and 4 approximately. So you need to have 8 cups of fruits and vegetables every day. That is quite high. We do not eat that much of vegetables and fruits in a day-to-day basis. We eat approximately three calories of vegetables a day. But here it is shown that if you increase your fruit and vegetable intake, we can actually lower our hypertension. And because of having that, the potassium will be high, and we will naturally reduce the sodium content in our body, and therefore our blood pressure. One should always avoid packaged and processed food which are high in sodium. For example, papads, chutneys, and even all the bakery products, they are very high in sodium. Now I'll talk about what the World Health Organization say about the salt intake, how much salt you should eat. Because whenever you consult a doctor for blood pressure, we are always advised to reduce the salt. Now, how much salt is beneficial for health? So that is about 1 teaspoon per day. One should uh, try to have it only 1 teaspoon per day. No, do not add salt on salads and on top of fruits, because that is not required, and that will increase your hypertension also. So, one teaspoon would translate to 5 grams of salt. That will be 23 milligrams of sodium per day. In additionally to this advice, select minimally processed and packaged foods, and also check the nutrition label. That is very important. Even I've talked about like some amount of salt is required. So we should never decrease salt less than 1000 milligrams per day, because that can have detrimental effects also. So when we like say somebody that you should not have salt, sometimes a person will get very afraid that okay, I will not add salt on anything. So that thing is wrong. What is mentioned and what is the correct value is very important for anybody to follow the diet. Non-dietary approaches to stop hypertension. And now I have completed everything that was related to diet. Now comes what can you do other things apart from the diet. So first thing is weight reduction. I've talked about it. One should maintain his or her normal body weight, and according to the BMI, 18.5 to 24.9 kilograms per meter square. Physical activity in yoga is very important. One should engage in aerobic exercises like walking or aerobic activity, dancing, 30 minutes per day on most of the days, like 5 days a week or even 4 days a week will go for starters. Limit alcohol consumption and limit smoking. That is also very important. One should not have more than two drinks. Yeah, and we should limit alcohol. What are the takeaway messages? Dash diet brings about a healthy reduction in blood pressure if you keep in mind the following point. High amount of fruits and vegetables, number one, including whole grains such as whole wheat, bran, oats, and brown rice. Inclusion of low fat milk. That will be our toned and double toned milk, 1% fat milk or skim milk, that will be the same, and limiting sodium to 1 teaspoon per day. Okay, that is all. So hope it was a little clear on now after now I've
Yes,
talked
ma'am.
about it.
Yes, ma'am. It was a wonderful presentation. You give the all the insights of the DASH diet, and it was really nice. I thoroughly enjoyed the presentation, and
Thank
it
you.
was informative session, ma'am. Ma'am, can you share your any experiences with your patient regarding this DASH diet, ma'am?
Actually, there was even my mother is hypertensive. So since the time I have started, going to the hospital and getting very thorough with all the nutrition aspects related to hypertension. When she had hypertension, I was like I was around at the age of 15 maybe. Now it's been almost 10 years since that. Yeah, 8 to 10 years it has been, and at that time we were all very scared because all the doctors were like, you should go for medications immediately. You should check your hypertension every other day and everything. So even that was a major trigger point in my life that I started to think about nutrition things and nutrition advices. What are the things that we can avoid with her? So now the main client when I was not even a dietitian was my mother. So I discussed with her the things and the intricalities. What should you eat? So I literally restricted use of papads, use of chutneys, use of achar in my daily life, and that has impacted really well with her. Earlier, the hypertension she had was nearly 150 by 90, and now she has like came to very normal range from like 120 or 130 by 80 or 85. So this is
So
the
it is in
drastic
particularly
change.
normal range, yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. 120 by 80 is normal, and she is having like 120 to 130 by 85 or something. So that is great, and even the doctors are very happy.
Even we are very happy that it works for even your family. So now the only person who can guide us better is only you because you have tried in your family first.
Yeah. Everything I do or every recipe even I share with people, I do make it a point that can I eat it first before giving it to anyone? Can I eat that combination of food? Can I eat that quantity and will it fulfill me? That is the first thing that I do before recommending anything or everything to anybody.
That's the very nice thing you said that you tried all everything in yourself. So it will motivate our speakers and as well the all the audiences here. Ma'am, one question I have is that what is that one spark that gain your interest towards the nutrition? What's your journey towards nutrition?
When I was young, when I I firstly opted for medical sciences. And then I went to, Lady Irwin College to study nutrition. At that time, I was a little unsure to say that I wanted to become a doctor. And when this thing came to me, and when even one of my seniors was already studying in Lady Irwin College, and she was a wonderful dietitian back then. And even yeah, so that motivated me, and that encouraged me. When I looked at all the aspects that nutrition could cure, that was fabulous. That was mind blowing. We can reverse any disease now with the right amount of food. We can prevent things from happening from the right amount of food that doctors can't do.
Exactly,
First thing.
ma'am. I agree on that point.
Yeah. So even now the doctors are very, very, aware about the dietary aspects. When I worked in the hospital, we all worked as a very, jointly in a very good synergy, that whenever a person felt something like or according to blood values, when the person was having little sodium or the potassium values were low, it was immediately treated. through diet. And even when albumin got low or if any parameter, doctors used to say that you should, talk to dietitian once and then plan your diet according to that, and then have it. And then there were so many cases that improved with the right amount of nutrition. Even for patients who did not eat with their mouth, we had to put in, enteral and parenteral nutrition to them, and then they recovered really well, all because of nutrition. Even in cancer therapies, I have experienced so many patients. I have been to cancer wards, and then when the person are having the right amount of diet, uh, they are tolerating the chemo very, very well. They do not have any malnutrition. They are feeling fine. They do not have nausea when they're eating. And nausea and vomiting are the, major factors that prevent cancer patients from not eating.
Yes,
So with
ma'am.
the right nutrition and with the right kind of health, they were able to, get their procedures done right. That was a wonderful thing for anybody, for their families, for us. It was amazing.
Yes, indeed, ma'am. I agree on that. Ma'am, how do you build your rapport with your patients? Because as you said that there is a vast patients you already had in the past. So can you just guide us how to build a rapport with the patients?
Yeah, so first thing is I do take a in-depth nutrition assessment when the person comes with anything. Like if it is as simple as for losing weight, I do ask them to get their blood values done first. That is the fun thing, because we do want to know what other things the patient is facing, but what he or she does not even know by themselves. You should get that tested. Normal blood parameters like our cholesterol levels, our vitamin D levels, our CBC, LFT, KFT. These are the must. After that, I fill in the assessment form. So I ask about their daily routines, their habit, what do they do, what type of exercise do they engage in, or what type of or what they don't do, or what type of routine are they following, what are they eating, what are they not eating, and why have certain problems came to that person, because everything is related to diet. If you're having hyperlipidemia, then you must be having high fatty foods in your daily life. That I want to know beforehand. So before getting started with anybody, so I do these two things. First is the blood parameters, and then there's the assessment form that they have to fill. And then I discuss the diet which will work best for them, and how can they engage, or they can take that into their daily life. And whatever are the problems that they're facing, they can reach me anytime. I'm always available on WhatsApp with them.
Ma'am, one thing I wanted to ask here is that as you mentioned that you are a different diet, So, ma'am, which diet you personally follow right now?
I personally follow this is a very good question. I do not actually, gluten does not get digested well for to me. That I understood when I was like 3 years back, when I was in college. There was some gastro problem that I used to face, and when I talked it out with the doctor, and I got my blood parameters done. I do it every year at the beginning of the year. So I shared it with him, and he was like, "No, you don't have any problem." But I used to feel it that whenever I had a chapati or something, that I did not feel very well. So I always opted for rice, or rice and curd was my favorite option, because for bloating and for gaseous issues, rice curd worked best for me, and that also comes in a FODMAP diet, rice curd. So then when I read about gluten free diet, and I attended various seminars on gluten free diet from world's best doctors. It was Dr. Mark Hyman, that I personally very, very appreciate his work. Now he is also um, he has also released a book on gluten free diet and a vegan diet. So now I've started having gluten less in my diet. That is what I'm following right now. I have switched my normal chapati to bajra chapati, or makka chapati, or sometimes I have rice, sometimes I have other things. I do not have bread and oats in my daily life. I try to limit it because that works for me. I don't know if I should totally avoid it, because it does get digested, but the amount has to be personalized according to me. So now I'm feeling very good after having that diet. It's been 3 years now. I've reduced the gluten intake. And also, I do
Uh,
not have any kind of outside foods.
that's great, ma'am. Actually, even I myself believe that every person has a different kind of a body. So personalized diet should be recommended. Not every diet is available for everyone. Ma'am, one question is an off topic I wanted to ask that right now COVID situation is ongoing. So
Hmm.
what do you suggest about the COVID situation through that?
Yeah, first thing first, do not go outside on an empty stomach. Okay. One should always have a bowl of cereal along with milk and dry fruits. I always insist this with all my clients. You should have something before you go out. Second thing, you should carry your own food. Do not rely on foods that comes from outside, and the foods that are not hygienic. Do not have that. Thirdly, one should always wear masks. And there was a recommendation from CDC that you should wear two masks now. There was, schools were opening and everything was like going on. So I did. I have a child also, as a client, not my child, as a client. So I did insisted his mother to, make him wear two masks. One was a surgical mask, and other on top of it have a cloth mask to, limit the infection.
Yeah, infection
And even
protect.
high amounts of fruits and vegetables. And turmeric milk was our favorite. Every dietitian's favorite is turmeric milk in this time.
Yeah, it is nowadays, famous as a golden milk in the outside of India.
Yeah.
So it
Yes,
is
it's
a
very
very
healthy.
much fine and very helpful.
Hmm. Even
Ma'am,
I would like to share one thing about turmeric milk. Most of the people take turmeric milk in the wrong way. One should have turmeric milk, and then on the top of it, add one or two peppercorns, black peppercorns crushed. That will increase turmeric absorption by 800 to 1000% in your body. That is what people do not get to know generally. One, we are having turmeric milk since ages, but we do not know this. I know it now after I have read multiple amounts of studies and how a simple peppercorn, black peppercorn, can affect the turmeric absorption in our body by 1000%. That is immense.
ma'am, my
So be
parents is also,
careful.
drinking the golden milk every night. So now, as your tips you give us, I will
Hmm.
try to, follow that tips with my parents as well.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Even I
Ma'am,
follow it every day.
Ma'am, you said that every research is ongoing. So how do you build yourself with new researches? Because even myself, I find hard to, cope up with the researches because daily new researches are coming up. So how do you
There
keep
are
it top
multiple
with it?
seminars and multiple conferences that are happening every other day. So as I, as you mentioned that I am a member of IDA, IAPN, and this thing, NSI. So they do conduct various conferences on every other topic and every other researches. So that is how I stay updated with all the things. Recently, only one conference happened from IAPN, and that was amazing. And also others are coming up, so every other week, and there is something going, something engaging, and something enriching my mind every day.
And that's, even we are trying to cope up with the researches and everyone, but I find myself hard to keep all the researches. So your tips will be helpful for us. We will try to follow that.
Thank
Ma'am,
you.
one question is that what is your view about naturopathy?
Naturopathy, I have, not experienced naturopathy as a way of treating myself or somebody, close to my family to get treated out of it. But I do think it's a nice way, it's a nice measure that you can do because it is all natural. The first thing, it does not have any allopathic side effects that we call. So yeah, if a person is comfortable with that, if the person is getting results, then why not?
Even naturopathy believes that 80% of the diseases can be cured through diet. So naturopathy is
Correct.
also particularly based on the diet therapy as well.
Hmm.
But there
Yes.
are several other therapies also there.
Hmm.
Ma'am, one thing I wanted to ask, this is the last question from my side, that
Hmm.
any tips or suggestion you wanted to give us, all the aspiring doctors who are listening to us right now, and you wanted to share something, your guidance to us.
Okay. So one thing that I would like to share is like, do get your blood parameters checked. Do get your blood test checked every year to know your own self, because sometimes diseases progress without even having any kind of um, slight thing in our head that oh my god, what did happen? What has happened to me? So one should always be aware of our own body. We should get our blood test. We should have a good diet, a good high fiber diet, a good diet with antioxidants, and fruits and vegetables are very important. One should not always eat from outside. We should always have our own food, and we should have a very good diet and a very healthy lifestyle.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for connecting with us. And it was a really wonderful session and nice talking with you. We hope that we could connect with you in future again so that we have a
Sure.
live interaction session with our
Yeah,
all
I'm
team
so
and all
grateful
the
to be
members.
here today. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us your valuable time, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.